Today on Lulz, we are bringing back Nerdytenor. He's been begging to come back on the show, and we said, no, you got to win another million. That's what he went out and did. So Brian and I are acquiescing, letting Nerdytenor back on the airwaves. We'll talk about his big win, maybe a little talk about a Broncos game we were both in attendance for. Maybe Brian will shed some tears about his beloved Bears. Who knows what could happen on today's Lulz with Bric and Pete and Nerdy. Let's do it.
Does he think? I think he thinks this. He thinks this is a go. Vegas Dave thinks this is a go.
Hot naked girls doing yoga.
What?
Why don't you just win like a man?
Random.org. Type in 1 for yes, 2 for no, and let the DFS cats pick for you.
And I'm absolutely begging you not to dupe us. Please don't dupe us. All right. Bric 75, Nerdytenor. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Pretty good.
Nerdy, how do you feel about this nickname? Clickety clack.
Clickety clack.
Keyboard has earned its own nickname here.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I'm not on that computer today, so I can't demo it. But yeah, it's well earned, I think. Yeah, I had to correct something from the intro. This is actually my first millie. I haven't won a millie before.
Wow.
So all of my other Lulz appearances have actually been illegitimate. So
we have to delete those.
Yeah, we got to get rid of those immediately.
Well, congrats on carrying an aura that fooled me into thinking that you had won a millie before. That's impressive.
Yeah, other people have told me that too. I'm like, that's news to me. I got to check my records, but I didn't think I would have remembered.
There you go. Well, congratulations. Yeah, what was you're gonna have to take me way back. I don't even think I ever saw the lineup. But it was wild.
I will
card
share
weekend, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Steelers game. Let me share it.
So it was NFL 4-gamer, right?
No, the one I won was the Showdown Mega Millie.
Okay.
Oh, Showdown. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So let me share that.
He also took second, Pete. I don't know if you saw. He took first.
I did. And I saw Shady was tisking him for lack of portfolio diversity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
right.
here it is.
Wow, 3 snowflakes and 1,000,007.
I know, it's wild. Well, this is a 500-man high-stakes contest. So
Okay.
And I ended up, so normally half of the money is for first in this contest, which is just brutal. So normally I would maybe just enter one time, but I saw it was likely to either overlay or have a rake discount. So I ended up playing 10 lineups. And that worked out for me. I always have a little bit of extra money on hand if an opportunity presents itself like that, to get money in on those rare opportunities when it looks like it's going to not fill.
I think the win while you're chasing overlay is more unbelievable to me than winning a millie, because usually whenever you chase overlay, you like get destroyed.
Yeah,
you do the
totally.
right thing and you don't benefit from it.
Well, it can be brutal. Like in some of the sports, like golf, you'll be waiting. You're like, it looks like it's going to overlay. It looks like it's going to overlay. Yeah. There's like a minute left. You put your lineup in, and 8 other people do too, and then there's no overlay.
Right. Yeah.
So it can be rough. But this one ended up being just a discounted rake. It was supposed to be 500. It went to 464, which is pretty substantial. So.
That's good.
Do you feel ashamed winning a million with 3 snowflakes in your lineup?
No, that's a point of pride. I mean, give me that.
And all those INTs,
Oh my God, yeah.
In that lineup right there.
For the audio listeners, we're looking at this is back wild card. Obviously the Steelers Houston, we had a Woody Marks captain go for 30. Of course, Christian Kirk goes for 31, Texans D 27, and then the Snowflakes, Stroud 11, Rodgers 3.84, and Gainwell 8.6. But yeah, only 464 entries. So you don't need the nuts. You just need the 3 guys who go for 30.
That's it. Yeah. And
did you have a dupe estimate on this lineup?
So I do have one implicitly, but I usually don't look at it. I could run those numbers later, but not on this piece of junk laptop I'm on right now.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested. You could tell me later, but what you thought it should be and what it turned out to be, obviously, which is a solo bank.
So how far before lock did you register for this contest when you realized the overlay was brewing?
So I was at my local brewery with my wife getting ready to watch the game. And then about 15 minutes before, I could see it was likely to not fill. And so I think with 10 minutes to go, I'm like, this is the way I justify getting a little degen. I'm like, well, looks like it's not going to fill, so shovel money into it. And I think about 10 minutes before. My software runs really, really quickly for small showdown contests anyway, so I just needed a little cushion so I'd have like a little bit of slack in case something went wrong, but got it in there, no problem.
Wait, so you were at a bar and you decided, did you have your laptop there that you whipped out?
Yeah. I always bring my laptop before lock in this situation. So it's a good place to just wait because, especially in NFL, 95% of the time, nothing changes. Like, once the lineups are out, there's no changes. Every once in a while there is. Like we had one of those early in the season, a very late scratch. I'm trying to remember. I always bring my laptop so I don't have this nagging, oh shit, what if something happens?
Wow.
But I was just surfing the lobby. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be discounted at the very least, and maybe overlay.
So you're telling me within a span of 10 minutes, you registered, whipped out your Wi-Fi, connected it to a random bar's internet, and then ran your SIM code and got lineups uploaded within a span of 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. And I assume exchanged no words with your wife during that 10-minute span.
Well, I explained to her because we were just chilling out, and I was like, hey, I might just jam some money in, so I may need to check out for a little bit. But it was very low stress, actually.
So Jason mentioning in the chat that 6 people had the same lineup in second.
Yep.
Do you think there's an element of everybody's sims telling them the same lineup made a lot of sense in this size contest, or is that just how these generally shake out in smaller field?
I haven't done the analysis. I didn't do my homework for this show, but you will find sometimes that it makes sense for some lineups to have that kind of dupe level. I would suspect that's too many dupes for a contest like this because it was so top heavy.
Yeah.
In fact, let me look up what second paid for this one real quick.
100 probably.
Probably. I'm gonna look real quick.
And remind us what the buy-in was per entry.
This is for 44.44 to get.
Oh, okay. So it even higher than normal. Well,
yeah, 100K per second. Yeah. So I mean, in theory, like the flatter the payout structure, the less you're penalized for dupes, right? But with half the money going to first, I mean, it's possible that it's not that bad, but it's probably minus EV to have that much dupes for that lineup, I would guess.
So like in a 10,000 man contest, the equivalent is like 120 dupes for that lineup. Right. In a 10,000 man showdown.
Yes. So it's probably not good, I would guess. I haven't done the numbers.
And so like in a 50,000 man showdown, you're looking at like, 600 dupe lineup, which is almost never probably good. Rarely, sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. And those generally aren't as extremely top heavy as this one. I mean, it's slightly more complicated than that because there are other things besides dupe count to consider. It's a little tricky, but yeah, I suspect my winning lineup was quote unquote plus EV in my sims, and my second place was minus EV once all of the cards were turned up.
Right. Because before the cards are turned up, it could be 3. It could be
that's the thing.
It could be 10. So
yeah, exactly.
And then did you watch the entire game at that bar, or did you eventually venture home?
So we are old and go to sleep early. So we watched the first half of the game. and then went home and watched the second half of the game. I did not sweat my lineups at all. I didn't even know what I had in the contest. So at the end, because usually I try not to do that because it's not great for my mentals to constantly sweat everything I'm in, especially when I have like a lot of volume. It's like I don't want to do that to myself. So the game finishes, and I look at my phone, and it says, whatever, 1,072,000. I'm like, holy fuck. And then, but it isn't finalized yet. So I do not say anything. So I'm waiting until it's finalized. Unfortunately, it finalized, I think, pretty quickly after the Sometimes it can take hours, but it was not that way this time. So I waited until it was done. And my wife's had a really busy couple of weeks. Get into that in a minute. But
wait, were you worried about a 9-point stat correction?
Well, I just, it's not that. It's I wanted to be able to tell her that it was final.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to say those words if she asked. But no, I was not worried about a 20-point stat correction, obviously. But
crazy stuff happens. You never know.
Yeah, that would be pretty nuts. And probably somebody would have DM'd me to warn me. I'm guessing somebody would have said, "Hey, just so you know, there's a mistake, and you're probably."
Well, like the next thing you know, Cash Patel shows up, and CJ Stroud is in handcuffs, and they're refunding the entire slate.
Anyway, so it finalizes. My wife is on the couch, half watching a show and half doing like coursework on her laptop. So I'm like, I have to tell you something. And she's like, I'm in the middle of something. So she was like grinding hard on some classwork prep. She's a professor. And so I waited, and like 8 minutes. 8 minutes later, she finished this thing. And I'm like, I got to tell you something. And she's like, what? And I was like, I want $1 million. And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, what? And she was like, what? And we just kept yelling what back and forth at each other for about 25 seconds. So that was the scene in our house.
Wow. I mean, just the most nonchalant registering and the most patience I've ever seen. I do not think I would have listened to Lauren's request to give her 8 extra minutes had I just won $1 million. I think she would have been forced to learn that information right away.
That's fair. Anyway, that's how we ended up at the playoff, the same game you went to, Pete, because we were like, well, if there's ever a time to splash out for a more expensive than usual Broncos game, it is now. Yeah. So we went. We also brought our son down from college, and we all went and saw the game, which is a really good one to go to.
Oh man, yeah, I hadn't been to a Broncos game since like 8th grade. So it had been a while since I'd been there. And man, yeah, we saw just an insane game. And like, I was really worried about it being, super cold and all of that. And like the sun was shining for the whole day. I was like, I had brought all my layers, and I felt so stupid because I was just in my like jeans and shirt for the entire 3 quarters because it was just so nice out. It was awesome.
Yeah, I know it's been wild. We were right behind. We were the people who could do this when they try to make a field goal.
Yeah,
like we were in those seats.
Where'd you sit, Pete?
We were like literally the highest you can get, the final row, what, like 30-yard line. So we had like a nice perch of the whole thing. And it ended up being nice for a couple of reasons. One, when you're in the final row, there's basically space behind you. You can like set your stuff. So I'm like shedding clothes and all of this. You can stand the whole time. You can bang on the, the wall or whatever. But basically, this guy had reached out to me who follows my stuff, and he has season tickets, but now lives in Austin. He's like, I'll sell you these at face value, and we'll both save like a ton on Ticketmaster fees.
Oh,
but my group was 5. Yeah, it was awesome. Like I did the math.
Great deal.
He saved our group $1,700 getting these tickets. So shout out to Aaron, a true gem. But the other thing is we had 4. His seats were 4 and we had 5 people. And he said, there's this really creative solution. He's like, just buy any extra random ticket. And the way it works, where his seats were next to the aisle, it's like there's this carved out space for one of the light poles. And it like creates this little like enclave. And he's like, no one is ever in that spot. And you just put someone in there. So we just bought my buddy the 5th extra seat. We were all just right there. And yeah, we had a blast. It was a very
That's-
fun time.
Did you wear
awesome.
your Elway jersey or your Terrell Davis jersey?
You know, I had my parents had some of our old school stuff. So I had my Broncos beanie and a Broncos scarf on. But it was nice because we were not too, overblown in Denver stuff, because there were these Bills fans in front of us who were, they were giving us fireball shots. Like, we became friends with them. So it was very friendly. And I feel like if I was like Denver face paint, they might've been like, I'm not giving you free fireball shots. But yeah, so we were friends with everybody.
Broncos Stadium has always been super tame. Like even when we've
Yeah.
been to games with lots of people from other teams, like I've never seen anything like even remotely aggro. Like much worse at hockey games. Hockey
Yeah.
games. My wife has actually seen some pretty gnarly stuff in hockey, but
Yeah.
never at Broncos. Yeah.
I got your number and I was going to try. And then even Levitan was there and people wanted the photo. And I was just like, where I am, it is going to be impossible
forever to
like,
get down there
to you and all of
Yeah,
that.
well, we were on the club level on level 3 and you were on 5. That would have been a track.
At Soldier Field, you can't even go to the club level.
They won't let you go.
They won't let you even go there. So
yeah,
when
I
I
would
was,
have loved to come to you. Yeah.
hockey's the worst. I remember when I went to a Blackhawks game. This is a long time ago, and like these guys in front of us got in a fist fight. Like right in the seats, and then one guy like beat the other guy up and then ran away because they were trying to arrest him. And we were leaving, like it was right at the end, and we were like leaving like a few minutes early to like get the car, and the game was over, and we see the guy like. We're like halfway out of the stadium. We see the guy like book past us, and then like 4 cops chasing him. But I've been to like, a bunch of Hawks games, and I like most of the time there's a fight.
Yeah.
The one thing, I don't know if you noticed this, Nerdy, but it wasn't just a stereotype. Like, and there's a sample size issue because there were less Bills fans there, but the Bills fans were disproportionately more inebriated than the Broncos fans. Like, every Bills fan I saw that was like stumbling and just like, and the Broncos fans were like, yeah, we're here for a whole playoff game. And the Bills fans were like, we're on fucking vacation and we're hammered.
Right. That actually kind of makes sense.
Well, the Broncos fans were probably high though. So let's
just a different thing there. Yeah. But
that's funny.
That was our friend's regret, because we're trying to, we smuggled in some stuff. T8 says I saw someone sneak in like 50 of those. I mean, the security, I thought like NFL games, it was going to be like very intense. I mean, they're doing the gif of the guy who's like barely checking you down and just go through, like you could have smuggled anything into that stadium.
It's true. I think the play is to put a clear liquor in a plastic water bottle and make sure it looks like it's closed. You could probably get in one. We don't drink enough to make that worthwhile, but
yeah. What did you because I think Levitan was at least in an end zone too. I don't know if he was by you. Like, how do you like that perch for the game?
I got those tickets because by the time we decided to buy them and it was clear, we were also trying to see whether my son could come or not. It was very, very late. And honestly, it was just like, there was a lot of crappy seats. And then there were a few like seats that were $8 quadrillion. And then there were these. And I was like, well, it was better than I thought. I was afraid it was going to be both the angle and the altitude. It was going to be too close to the field. And so it's going to be hard to see. It was not hard to see at all. The only hard thing is when they were playing all the way at the other side of the field. It's a little tricky, but it's, they were better than I thought they were going to be. But I think that the seats where you is like I kind of either want those or I want to be super close, which I can't afford. I think those 500 level seats are actually the best for actually seeing the game.
Well, you did just win $1 million. I think you can afford it.
Well, there were some like 40-yard line row 8 seats, and someone had listed them for $36,000. I'm assuming they were just wishing someone would buy those, but I think they probably could have gotten a third of that or close to it.
Yeah, maybe that's. I guess that's like a smart thing to do if you're a huge fan and you're like, I'll just free roll a
Yeah.
massive asking price. If someone calls my bluff on it, great. I made a huge profit. If not, I'm still going to the game.
Totally. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah. How much do you have to pay me to not go to this game?
To this, yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody has their number, man. And that. Oh, go ahead, Brian.
Are you guys happy with the outcome of the game? Because it didn't really turn out all that great.
No, and I had no idea. I wasn't checking my phone or anything. I had no idea Knicks got hurt until like hours later. We were like on the light rail, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
What's the spread?
It's like
down to
10.
4.5.
Oh no! Sorry, I said 10. I was talking about Super Bowl odds. It was like 10-1 or 11-1. Once the Bo Nix, it used to be like 8-1. And once the Bo Nix news came, it was moved to 10 or 11-1, I think. So 4.5 points. That's not that bad.
It was at like 5.5, and then it's been moving. I think a lot of the money's coming in on Denver to cover.
So it's time
4.5 right now.
Mr. Stidham to come out, who hasn't started a game since 2023, I think.
If you listen to the way the Broncos and Sean Payton are talking about Jarrett Stidham, you would think that Bo Nix got benched just heading into this game. How much they love Jarrett Stidham, like they are talking him up big time.
We watched him in a preseason game, and we were like, yeah, he seems capable.
Yeah,
I mean they play in the NFL, of course. They're good.
You sound like a Bears fan, loving preseason QBs. You'd fit right in.
I saw some stuff too. There's already, going around about some specific referee that the Broncos are 4-0 with. But I was thinking, like, if you want to put your conspiracy hat on, what do you think the NFL would rather have? Jarrett Stidham in the Super Bowl, or potentially a matchup between both of the MVP candidates in Drake May and Matthew Stafford? I'm pretty sure they'd rather have the Patriots advance to the Super Bowl.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely. Wait. Seattle's only 2.5-point favorite. Might have to pause the show.
Really?
Wait, Brian, do you have an alpha play? What's the play?
I mean, I just assumed it'd be like 5s.
Huh.
6 in Seattle. So that means they think the Rams are better.
Yeah.
In Seattle. Okay. I mean, I guess.
I would say the weirdest thing of heading into last weekend with the Seahawks, right, is there was the stuff about Darnold. They're like, he hasn't thrown a ball all week or whatever. And like, he was not fully healthy, but then the line didn't budge at all. And it was like, what is going on? Because he's either fine. And clearly the line not budging was the smart indicator there, because I was like, all right, guys, let's all bet Niners +7. Darnold can't even lift his arm. This is an awesome spot. That was not an awesome spot if you bet on the Niners to cover.
No, they were just too banged up.
But Brian, we've made this all about us, really big Denver Broncos fans. How are you feeling after the Bears? I mean, the Caleb Williams throw.
That was
incredible.
We watched that game too. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. I don't know if you can. I mean, obviously, I don't have I know I'm the world's number one Bears fan, Pete, but I don't have that tribal love affair with sports as I did when I was younger. So it doesn't really hurt that, at all, really. But I mean, they had a great season and won in a bunch of exciting ways. And they have a lot of young players, and they could be good for years to come. Like, what else? What more can you ask for?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of bummed that the Bears didn't win, just because that throw will probably get lost to the sands of times a little bit more than it otherwise would had they pulled that off. Because that was just there won't be a better moment in the playoffs this year. Not even close.
No, that was nuts.
Did you see the interception? I don't know if you follow Bears Twitter as much as I do, but everyone was just tearing DJ Moore a new asshole on.
Because he wasn't trying. He just
he didn't basically I think the smart take was he didn't run the route hard enough, and really he was just trying to drive the safety off so you could throw the skinny post over the top, and he didn't run it hard enough or sharp enough, and so Caleb threw it where he should have been, and he probably would have thrown it deep. I mean, who knows what actually happened, but that's what everyone was saying on Twitter.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a funny, because he got accused of half-assing it last year too. There was always those clips going around. I think it was toward the end of the season, maybe against the Commanders or something, and where he was just like walking like on the field during some of those live plays, and everyone's like, he quit on the team. So he's no stranger to those allegations.
Yeah, he's getting a pretty big paycheck. I'm wondering if they can cut his salary, because that might happen. I got a feeling. The Bears should have won that game, though. Believe it or not, like they should have lost all the other ones that they won, and I feel like that one what was that? They were like 0-4 on fourth down, short yardage conversions. Had some easy goal line runs, some blocking assignments missed and stuff. So
all right, let's play a game now since we had just been there. Let's guess the cheapest seat for the AFC Championship game and for the NFC Championship game here.
The cheapest seat. What about the most expensive seat?
Well, then you get those people listing it for 100,000 and they're not living it.
So are you just looking at Ticketmaster?
You know, I went to TickPick here.
Whoa, don't mistype that one.
Okay. All right. I got it. I got it listed here. Let's see here. All right. What's your guess?
Well, it's early in the week still, so there's probably still stuff available. It's Patriots, so you're going to have more of those annoying East Coast people coming, spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's been a long time.
How much did you pay for your ticket, Dan?
For the three of them, it was like 25. It was like 2,500.
Okay. So cheapest ticket then 500.
What's your guess, Dan?
It's been a long time since the Broncos have been there. So
what did you guys pay, Pete, for yours?
So he gave us ours for $350 each.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when I bought the random ticket to get the one off, and I just bought the cheapest ticket, it was $460.
Yeah. Oh, maybe 500 is too low then, but
it's been so long. I'm gonna go 750. It's probably too high.
A lot cheaper than I would have thought. There's one here in section 502 that's $416 each.
Buy it.
I'm coming back home, Mom and Dad.
Relist it.
Yeah. So there's like, the seats we sat at, like up here, it's like 747. I guess there's a 590 there, but like these perches like are not bad for watching the game.
Not at all. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks, the photos always make it seem like you're a literal mile away, but it is not, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting a new stadium soon. I still don't understand why.
Really?
Yeah, we are. I forget the schedule.
Stadium's like barely 30 years old.
Perfectly fine. I don't get it. It's not going to be on taxpayers, at least. So there's that. But I just don't understand. There's like nothing wrong with this. I don't understand.
All right, let's
all economics.
Let's guess the other one. Rams Seahawks.
That's got to be more, right?
I'll take it off while I pull it up here.
God, who would want to go to that game?
Rams and Seahawks. I mean, it is closer for traveling, right? For Rams fans.
Yeah.
Assuming that there are Rams fans in Los Angeles.
Patriots fans don't give a shit. They could play in Japan and they'd probably end up.
It's probably going to be similar, I would guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, could be more. I mean, Seattle. Yeah, I'll go. Well, that was 416, so I'll go 500 again.
What's your guess?
Yeah, I like it.
So significantly more expensive. Cheapest ticket is $691.
$691. All right.
$691. I wonder how much of I wonder if Bo Nix were playing, if that number would be higher.
I think that's right. I think that's right.
Why would Bo Nix matter?
Because people have more hope.
Like, they feel like they're dead.
I mean, we're not dead.
We're not.
Oh, you're saying the Denver ticket price.
Denver ticket price,
I thought you were talking about this game. I'm like, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna play Drake May in the Super Bowl. I'm not even gonna go to the game now.
Yeah. And I wonder. There is this too. It's like I'm wondering if it could go in either direction. They're division rivals. They played each other twice this year. I wonder if that makes the matchup somehow more intriguing or less intriguing for people. But who knows? So there you go.
What do you think? Unfortunately, the NFL's doesn't seem like the NFL's rigged. But if it was, who do you think they would want in there? I mean, I would guess Bears.
No, I think they want Rams Patriots. You get the two MVP.
Right, they don't want the Rams. I guess it's in LA, but
dude, Stafford
Bears Patriots rematch the.
I don't think the national media in big NFL care that much about the Bears, Brian.
No. See, this is what happens when you live on the East Coast this long, Dan. Your brain just gets that East Coast bias, and you lose all perspective on reality.
I guarantee you Rams Patriots brings in better ratings than Bears Patriots.
Nah.
Come on. Now you're being a laundry bro.
No.
That's why are the Bears a more compelling team from a national storyline perspective?
The Bears are more loved worldwide.
Worldwide.
Have you ever heard the Super Bowl shuffle, Pete?
I have.
The 4-6 defense. Buddy Ryan. Does Mike Ditka ring a bell?
It is one of the most ancient football franchises. It has that going for it.
Yeah. The Staleys.
And that's what the kids care about is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's right.
Have you ever been to a Ditka restaurant? I mean, come on.
Brian was trying to tell us that he's not a laundry bro, and yet it seems like he has the Bears virus.
The only jersey I ever bought was a Dick Butkus jersey, and I don't know where it is. I think it's gone.
What did you wear to the game, Nerdy? Were you decked out?
Yeah, I have 3 Broncos jerseys, although I did not buy them. My wife bought them for me. Okay. I was in the Pat Surtain, number 2.
Okay.
Arguably the best current member of the Broncos.
I think you should be in a custom DraftKings jersey that the nameplate on the back just says Millie Winner. I love you're just cringing, just thinking about wearing that.
I'd want to sit in the same row you did, so there'd be nobody behind me to see it.
Exactly.
What happens when you got someone
throw stuff at me?
What happens when you're like a legit laundry bro? Like you're like, you're actually spending the money because you love these guys and you want their autograph, like legitimately, genuinely. What happens when they get like arrested? Do you like change your tune? Do you cover up for them? Like what do you think goes through the laundry bro's mind?
I remember seeing a video of somebody burning their jersey after some Kansas City player did some horrible thing, and there's a bomb. Yeah, I lit it on fire. I can't remember.
I can see political, like something political. They burn it, but like
this
walking down the street in your Ray Rice jersey in Baltimore, and then the news comes on. You go like, well, she had it coming. I don't know. Or do you go,
this was something
this fucking jersey. What am I doing? Why am I wearing another guy's jersey? Name him.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like the stakes to burning a jersey are so low. It's like you don't look good in it. It's oversized for you. It's not meant to be worn without pads underneath it. So once you turn on the team, like it's such an easy sacrifice. I'm trying to think of something that would actually signify how upset you are. Like, I don't know, maybe your car is painted in team colors and you decide to torch your car on fire. Like, I need to see something that actually hurts, that proves that you're willing to die for this team.
Man, can you imagine that? Like, you just spent like $5,000 on that paint job, for Angel Hernandez or something, and it's like, oh man, why'd you have to kill those people?
It reminds me of people who are naming their kids during the Game of Thrones, and they name their like
Khaleesi.
Yeah, they name them Khaleesi, and then it's like, whoa, genocidal dictator. All right,
incestuous genocidal dictator.
Exactly.
My friend that I was with over the weekend, he was telling a story about a girl he had met on a dating app who had gotten a tattoo of her ex, I don't know if it was boyfriend or husband's name on her, and then had to go and get it, like put a giant rose over it because she's like that. It can't. My buddy was like, I just couldn't get past it. It was like ultimately a deal breaker. Not only knowing that the name was underneath there, but now that there was a giant tattoo to specifically cover that up. So you gotta think through these decisions.
Yeah, I think if I were to tattoo someone's name, I would tell the artist, can you design it as part of a larger picture that you can do later just in case? So design the whole picture first with the name in it so that you can work or
it has to be like a magic eye trick that like once the other pieces are around it, the name actually ceases to be seen by the human eye.
Exactly. Yeah. It's got to be like a garden or like some kind of landscape with,
The only thing then is your tattoo artist is incentivized for the relationship to go to shit so that they could capitalize on a massive commission. Don says, this is why Nerdy is a Millie winner and I'm not a visionary. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Nerdy, do you have any tattoos?
I do not. Yeah.
That really surprises me.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Are you going to ask me for some no ball takes next? Is that where?
That's right.
Yeah. Someone wrote earlier, like the Sims are in his brain. I'm like, you got the wrong guy. The Sims he's actually using Sims.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
That's right. I think last week will be our final breakdown this season with Yuta. But man, I got so much good feedback on that this year. People like genuinely like, thank you so much for like having Yuta come on here and talk ball. People could just listen to him talk about stuff for hours.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. I just listened to that a couple days ago, I want to say. Yeah.
So we'll have to run that back next year. And you guys are what? You're all now full steam ahead, basketball and golf.
Right. Yeah, golf is up and running. Season just getting started. I won the first golf flagship immediately after my Millie win for 100K. So that happened. I also won before the Millie, the day before on Sunday. I won the first showdown, 3-way split, and I won the second showdown, a 6-way split. So it's been a bit of a heater.
Nice.
To put it mildly. Basketball, I've been just getting my ass kicked. So if you want free money, just check the names and see if I'm in there and just hop right in.
Are you playing like every slate for basketball?
Not every slate. I play sort of opportunistically because it's a grind, it's such a grind.
Yeah.
So if it works in my schedule and I'm not watching something with the fam or going out with friends or just don't want to do it, then I'll play. But if it's not that, I don't play.
And then when you do commit to playing, are you at your desk for the whole night handling all the late swap stuff?
Yeah, I'm there for the slate. Yeah. So I tend to prefer tighter slates that are like an hour or two from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Not the big ones that are like 5 to 8:30 my time. I'm like, I might play those half the time, but I need to go back to the lab. I'm not convinced my NBA stuff is the greatest. I think it's okay. But I do have a little more bullets to gamble with, given that I won $1 million. I mean, not only is it spectacularly lucky to win $1 million, obviously, but
beginning of the year.
The beginning of the year is underappreciated. So if you're doing this as a profit-making enterprise, like if it's a major part of your income stream, like knowing that you're going to have a winning year early is really valuable, because a lot of people don't know this. I'm not a tax lawyer. Don't sue me. Don't do me. But you, as a professional gambler, you generally can't carry losses forward from year to year. So not having a losing year is really critical if you can manage it. So like last year in the middle of the year, I was down a little for the year. So I had to be a little more cautious until I got in the plus again. But now I sort of can fire off with impunity just based on what I want to play, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that to have the bankroll and to be able to plan accordingly is really nice. I know like the way the best ball stuff gets paid out, and depending on when things fall on the calendar And it's like some of those get paid out. DraftKings pays out a lot quicker, I know. And then sometimes Underdog waits for the stats to process. And it's like that swing and when you're getting paid out in which calendar year really impacts things.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
I always hated even before gambling when I was younger, taxes for certain professions, like if you're a book writer or something and you get like a big forward but that's the only book you do for 3 years or 5 years. It's like, so I have to pay taxes on this 1 year, but shouldn't this count towards shouldn't all taxes kind of be lifetime taxes and I should be taxed at a certain rate and then over time maybe it builds up and then I get to the top bracket?
It's tricky. I mean, there are certain legal tricks you can do structuring businesses to try and even things out. I looked at this for fantasy and decided it was marginal, so it wasn't worth doing anything complicated. And I want it to be a very easy story to tell the IRS if I'm ever audited. So it's pretty straightforward for me, but other people do more complicated structures to try and squeeze out a little tax savings. I don't know. Talk to your accountant.
Well, speaking of talk to your accountant, and obviously I don't think it's going to impact you this year, but in general with that stipulation with only being able to write off up to 90% of losses, have you thought about how that affects you as a sports speculator?
Absolutely. So, I mean, if it doesn't get fixed for this year, I think the likely ruling from the IRS, if they make one at all, will be and I'm just guessing here. I think the likely thing is they report stuff on a 1099 MISC for fantasy as they have always done, and then the 90% limit will be if you have a loss on site A and a win on site B, you'll only be able to deduct 90% of the loss against the win. That's my guess. And so I'll probably be, I don't do a ton of FanDuel these days as it is. I'll probably, given I've been so lucky, I can probably afford to risk a little, but I'll probably cap my loss for FanDuel this year and say, once I hit this, I will stop until, or if they say, hey, we got rid of this, then I can start firing again, and I'll just cap it. But even in years where I've done a lot of FanDuel, it's like the volume is like 10-1 DraftKings to FanDuel.
Right.
Something like that. So it's not a huge deal.
I doubt you will be alone in that thought process, which I wonder, does it drive even more to, I mean, like you said, DraftKings already has a monopoly on it, but does it become even greater just because people don't need to take on that extra loss risk element?
Yeah, I do worry about FanDuel for that reason. Like if a lot of high volume players make the same calculation, I do worry what it might do to them. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Argument to make it your main site if you're a
right
player for sure.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some equilibrium will be reached where enough people leave FanDuel that all of a sudden the contests get juicier, and some people just flip. Like people who are serious competitive players, but maybe are doing like a tenth of my volume. Maybe they say, hey, this is the year to commit to FanDuel because a lot of these guys are bailing because of the taxes. Maybe. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, just being. But have you considered that dynamic could be offset by a new influx of players from Greenland?
Oh, yes. Yeah, now that they'll be under U.S. jurisdiction after they're going to have all these $100,000 checks that we sent them.
Isn't there like 50,000 residents in the entire country or something?
Something like that.
But there could just be, there could be some monsters in the wings there just waiting.
I mean, if only Greenland have given Trump the Nobel Prize. I mean, if only Denmark had given them. I mean, if only Norway had given them the prize, then none of this would be happening. So, I mean, there it is.
Well, what was it, Brian? The World DFS competition that DraftKings hosted? We're always like, how are they even finding these? How many successful DFS players were there in those other countries?
That was so strange. A great idea, which we advocated for years on the show. of like all-star game, all-star whatever invitational.
Yeah.
But they do these things in poker, but for DFS. And then they finally do it, and it's like they invite like some random dude from Germany, some random dude from France, some random, and then there was like one or two people you would have heard of from America.
Yeah. This happens. There are sports too where you like have to artificially limit the number of people from one country. Like in the Olympics, ping pong, they can only get 3 people from each country because otherwise it would be 9 people from China or 15 people from, because they just so dominant that it would be ridiculous, right? So what are you going to do?
They're trying to be fair. Like DraftKings doesn't need to be fair. You're just trying to promote your company and make profit. Why would you not do it in a way that makes sense? I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah, that was crazy. And then they drop it.
But then you could get the dynamic that happens in other sports where, someone gets their citizenship in a country where you just have a clean path to being the representative. Imagine like the DFS bro who moves to Slovenia just so he can be the professional representative for them in the DraftKings Olympics.
Oh, you know what though? Although it could backfire, because I was just thinking like underdogs should do this. I'm like, wait, they did kind of do it, and then everyone got pissy because Dave Portnoy was in like, was like,
DraftKings
I didn't get the Portnoy, pod. It's like, guys, they're trying to promote the medium, the brand, the game. Shut the
Nerdy if they had asked you what was the thing they did with Big T whistles and
100% I would have done that. Yeah. Oh, that'd be a blast. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me make it a little less appealing. What if DraftKings said, we're gonna have this DFS content house reality show and you got to come live here for a month. There's gonna be cameras and we're gonna be there's gonna be challenges and there's gonna be, trying to get drama stirred up. Would you sign up for something like that?
Totally, especially since my kid is in college now. I would totally do it.
You would do that?
I absolutely would do that. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god!
So like a once in a lifetime bizarre thing to do. It would be great.
Okay, well so now you do it. It's a content house, and there's like the Run the Sims room, and there's bunk beds. There's the Run Pure room. And everybody has their own little stations, and you compete as teams against the other people. That would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
That would be. If Dan did it, I might consider doing it. Now, I mean, I would like a million years would never do it, but like I guess depending on the content house and who's producing the show, maybe.
My concern would be I'd be extremely boring, so I might have to
We'll start a band.
What I would do to be entertaining.
So what is Nerdytenor like after a few fireball shots?
Ooh, yeah, I get I don't know, not that different.
Okay.
But the way I can tell I've had way too much to drink is if I start humming or singing like out loud. I'm like, oh, I've had too much.
Okay. That's when the musicality really comes out. Did you tell us right before the show you have some recital coming up?
I do. So this is actually, I'm way more nervous about this than fantasy sports. So my wife is supposed to do a concert with someone else. That fell through kind of last minute. And so with about 2 weeks notice, she was like, do you think we can do an art song recital? Because she didn't want to have to, people not have a concert to go to. So yeah, we have a art song recital on Sunday. I can share a clip from rehearsal if you are interested. If anybody is interested,
I would love this.
All right, let me get some.
And is this the first time you and your wife have ever collaborated in this?
Oh no, we've collaborated many times. And because this is so last minute, we're only doing pieces that we've done before.
Gotcha.
Because this is it's like over an hour of music, so it's a lot. I don't know if you can hear this. I'll just click it and see what happens.
If you shared Chrome tab, we should be good.
Okay, here goes. Oh, come on.
Or it's not playing yet. I don't see
Here
it.
goes.
Oh, now
There it is. Yeah.
Anyway,
That was incredible.
Nice.
just a little share, little Strauss to class up the stream a little bit.
So how long is the performance when you do this?
Well, we'll have an intermission, 15 minutes, 67. It'll be like an hour and a half probably.
Okay. Wow, that's
so
a lot of performance. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've done a solo thing of that length. Like, so I'm a little nervous. The good news is it's last minute, so I feel like whatever I do is gonna be appreciated. And we just did a rehearsal today, like right before the stream, and it went pretty well. So
is it on Tick Picks?
Tick Picks, yeah.
Look at that.
The cheapest ticket is $12. The most expensive ticket is also $12. So
Free for DUI students.
if you
That's
go to
DU. That's DU
if
students.
you go to Denver University of Denver, you get in for free. So
What does the stage fright come from? Just like, not saying you have stage fright, sorry, but does the nervousness come from just the general performance, or are you like actually worried you're going to forget a lyric or something?
Well, so I'm not going to be memorized because that was way too short for that. So I will have my music with me. It's more the ironically, the athletic part. It's like a long program to get through. Some of it's vocally quite challenging. So just getting through it all in good voice. But I've been trying to take care of myself, sleep well, eat well, get exercise, get good sleep, not drink very much in preparation for this. It's more just the athleticism required to do an hour-long program as a singer is not to be underestimated. Like it's not easy physically to get through all of that. So
how many, like, do you have breaks where you're not singing? Or
yeah, we are. So we have like lots of different sets. So like 3 pieces from one composer and 2 from another and 3 from another. And between those, very strategically, my wife will come up from the piano and discuss the next thing we're going to do, which will give me like a minute or 2 to recover. So that's huge.
Nice.
And then having an intermission is big. So
Dan, you think that's hard? Try podcasting about DFS and best ball 5 times a week.
I know.
See if the athleticism holds up there.
Do you think it's an accident that Pete is so fit? I mean, the physicality required for podcasting? I mean, it's just insane.
Well, now I'm wondering, were you not cheering at the game because you knew you had to preserve your voice?
100%. I told my wife and kid,
fake fan.
I'm like,
fan.
No, I mouthed it. I'd be like,
he's over here.
I'm like, I cannot. I actually took some discipline too. I had 1 beer and I didn't cheer.
Wow. That sounds like a great time. Just going to the game, 1 beer, sitting in mute.
$3,000.
I did the Rocky Mountain Thunder was easy enough. You stomp on those.
I imagine you just turning around and just conducting the crowd with their cheers there, so you didn't have to be the one.
So the recital is gonna happen right when the Broncos game is finishing, which is a bummer. So I thought, as a goof, like for an encore, we could all come out in our jerseys, and so my son is coming for the last 2 pieces, and will be piano, voice, and violin for 2 songs, which will be fun. And I was thinking as an
affair.
Yeah, I was thinking as an encore, we could come out in Broncos jerseys and do the Broncos fight song, which is not great. I don't know if you've heard it. Nobody knows it because it's not.
I didn't even know the Broncos. I'm sorry, I didn't know we had a fight song. That's a man. So you have to. That was like, I remember.
We're not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I remember one of the churches I went to as a kid, they had late afternoon services, and it always drove me crazy because he couldn't watch. It always lined up opposite the Broncos game, and that was painful. So you guys, you're not going quite head to head with that, because I assume that would make it a tough sell if you were live against the Broncos there.
I know the audiences have so much overlap.
There's a lot of overlap.
Come on, I mean you're a DFS bro who's a tenor. I'm sure there's some overlap there.
Yeah, I'd say the average age in the audience for something like this, so the mean age or the median age,
61.
I would say, yeah, that's probably pretty close. 55.
Okay.
60, something like that.
All right. So even the discount for the DU students, it's going to be tough to get them out there.
Well, some of them, a lot of music schools, and I actually don't know if this is true for DU. I bet it is. They require their students to go to a certain number of performances as part of their semester requirement. So it would fulfill that. But it is nervous. Actually, the thing I'm second most nervous about is like, I'm singing at a music school and I'm like the professional. And that puts a lot of a different kind of pressure on. I just try not to think about it. It's like all these students watching you, like, oh, here's this professional singer.
What you after, like, I think you have to really take advantage of this stage time you're being afforded. What if you offered a showdown TED talk immediately following the recital?
I'm going to have a referral code on the program for sure.
Yeah,
Run the Sims.
Yeah, run the Sims QR code there.
50%
off the first payment. There you go. You got it. I mean, we live in that kind of world now, Nerdy. Everybody's used to getting plugs slipped in here and there. Yeah,
it's kind of good that my audiences don't really intersect very much at all, because some of the things I posted on Twitter might not be appreciated by some of the people promoting contents. Like
that's true.
When I had that penis reduction surgery after the $100,000 win, I don't know if people want that running concert promotions to be seen or not. So.
There you go.
Pete, what is your current fandom? Like, if you had 3 buckets of fandom, you had to put percentages in them. Broncos, Patriots, none. What is that? What is that at right now? Because mine's 100% Bears, right? Everyone knows I'm a super Bears fan.
Well, I can work backwards. Patriots is an easy 0.
Okay.
None is going to get like 75 to 80, and then Broncos will get, 20, 25.
What was it before the season started, the 2025?
Oh, it was 0-0.
Okay, so it's gone up.
It's gone up. And Lauren and I just made, Lauren grew up in New England, big Patriots fan. We just made a bet earlier today, actually this morning, and we're getting a huge snowstorm on Sunday. New England's hammered, and I normally do the snow removal. And like, I'm going to need to do it like after the game or like during the NFC Championship. I'm not going to want to get up at the crack of dawn to do it. And Lauren's so confident that the Patriots are going to win and that it's not even close. I said, okay, how about this? How about loser has to snow blow the driveway? She snap accepted. That's how confident she is.
Wow.
So I'm essentially free rolling this because I was going to have to do it regardless. But now I got to bet that if the Broncos pull it off, not only will I be euphoric, but I won't have to go shovel the driveway. So
that's awesome. You got to get the edges wherever you can get them, even from the spouse.
Dan, I say he caves. I say he caves. Bronco wins. Pete caves. What's the line on that? Give me a Kelshi. On Broncos win, Pete caves.
I will give you one. I think you're right, but I'll give you one data point that might swing you back from not thinking she would cave. I was in Colorado this past weekend, obviously, and it snowed here. And I had to give Lauren a quick tutorial over the phone on how to use our snowblower. She had never done it before because we had no other option and she had to get out there. So she now knows how to do it and did it successfully. So maybe she might even be more emboldened and pissed off and just get out there and crank it out.
Okay, just rage snowblowing.
You just putting it all on my car.
All right, here's my 3-leg long shot parlay. She starts the snow blowing so Pete can film it for a bit for Twitter. Broncos win. Pete takes over. 3-leg parlay.
That's a good one. You should get good odds on that. I think that has a high likelihood of hitting.
Nice.
Did you guys see on Kalshi they got the tax, the gambling tax repeal at 32% before April and 97% before 2027.
Okay, but are they betting on it fixing this tax year or just fixing it at all?
I think April 2026 it would mean before that, and therefore wouldn't apply. So some sort of emergency rule that would apply for last year. I didn't read the terms and services of the bet, so don't assume you don't dupe me, but that's what I think it is.
I mean, I feel like the smart money would be it lasts a year, but then people are so pissed off about it having paid it once that then everybody gets more vocal.
So like Dan can lose $1 million on FanDuel right now, win $1 million on DraftKings like he did, and owe $100,000 to the government. It's crazy,
insane.
It is crazy, yeah. I think everybody's looked at it and knows it's dumb. It's just like getting the nuts and bolts of government to fix it, which is
exactly
easy.
like we can get a list, as long as this fucking house of things we would all be like, oh, that's stupid, oh, that's dumb, that's dumb. Why are they doing that? Why is it that way?
Yeah.
But it's for some reason they can't get it changed. So once you get it in the law, that's when we did the first show on it. I was like, who and why haven't we heard any reporting on who was the one pushing this? Like, there still hasn't really been much.
Wasn't there some reporting that it was even some of the big sports books that they were maybe behind planting the seeds for this because they knew it would disproportionately affect winners and not the kind of customers they're actually trying to solicit?
It doesn't make sense to me. I think this is all bad for them. I really do. I heard that from one other person speculating. I just can't see how this is good for them.
That's too Machiavellian too, I think, for this group of tech bros. They're really tech bros. Like Jason Ramos is like a businessman. He's not a Machiavellian with politics, although they've done some pretty good political work, honestly. In Illinois, so like when I play these bets for over the weekend, right, for the whatever, the wild card and stuff, you got it says 50 cents. So you bet $1, it goes plus 50 cents, that's a tax. So you're betting $1.50 to win the dollar, or 95 cents or whatever it is. And
so Nerdy, you game this out
bucks to get rid of
it. You hedge the tax you'd have to pay and play at the Kalshi line the other way and try to net it out as
that's really interesting.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. See, Pete, look, this is why you make the big bucks. This is why
the guy who's not gonna have to worry about that gambling tax.
This is why you interview all the milli winners. This is why.
That's right. We I think next week what we're gonna have Jeff Edelstein back on. He's been writing some articles.
He had a prediction market article we want to talk about. Yeah.
And I was just mentioning to Brian too, Mass is trying to block the Kalshi stuff to offer sports betting. So I wonder if we're going to start to see more and more of that too.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm still sticking with my prediction, which who knows is what it'll be illegal in some states, legal in others, and like gray area in some. And I'm guessing that's the most likely outcome, but who knows? But after you sent that to me, I was just like, because last week we covered, there's like another gambling ring getting caught every week this, the last year or so. And I'm like, I said something to Pete, I'm like, wow, these judges are really, active, really hardworking. It's like, why do they care about like monitoring the Chinese Basketball Association fucking bets and whether Kalshi should be in isn't there real world problems you fucking people should be paying attention to, and get to this shit way later? Like, fix my potholes, asshole. Like, get some of this easy shit done first before you go after the fucking Chinese Basketball Association gamblers.
I think your prediction is probably a good one. It'll be even more inconsistency from state to state, because we already have that. Like, does your state allow fantasy, sports betting, casinos, card rooms only, no casino? Like it's like, I get having it all legal and having none of it legal, and yet so many states is this random collection of things that are or are not legal. It's very odd.
It's because like the interest groups have different power in different states.
Yeah. And it's just it's historical too. It's like, oh, this thing came first. and this other interest group came later and had a different thing. They, it's just a crazy mess.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
And they're starting to, I literally just got in my inbox a bit ago an email from New York Times, the great read, betting on prediction markets is their job. They make millions. Welcome to the era of the poly market sharp. It kind of reminds me of like when the crypto and NFT booms, and then you get all the profile pieces on the people who've made life-changing money on it.
My gut reaction to that is like all these usually the early adopters make a lot of money, but they suck. They're not really that sharp, and sharp people get in right directly after them. But there's a lot of sharp guys already in that space. It seems like, like Rufus, we have the risk taker guys on and stuff. They're into it.
I might take a look at it this year.
We're talking about it, Dan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got some ideas. We need to meet on that. We've just been working on other stuff, but we should do that this week or next week. I got a couple of ideas.
It's a legitimately interesting product.
I think the regulatory uncertainty is also good for us because it might deter people from taking the risk of actually putting time and effort into it. And it could screw us, but do we really care if we get, it's not the end of the world if it goes away for us, So, and it could have a really good, I'm saying for Run the Sims to do a product with it or something. Plus, maybe we work on something ourselves, whatever, who knows?
It is interesting.
Because for a lot of people, it feels overwhelming, I think right now of just all the options and the surface area of it all and how it works, that I definitely think there's room for tools and content and stuff to kind of hold people's hands and as they figure it out.
Yeah, I've been talking to Pete about this for a while. It's there's so much room for content on this compared to regular sports betting. So boring in the content world, but there's tons of fun markets. Even the headlines of I can't believe someone's betting on Taylor Swift's wedding. They're gambling. It's that's hilarious and something fun to talk about. Who gives a shit? But you can make a lot of content with it. There's theoretically you can make tools with it and stuff, and you could profit off of it for sure.
Yeah, I think there's two potential sources of pushback. One is the obvious one is this is just an end run around anti-gambling laws in certain states, right? Yeah, that's predictable, and we'll see. Some will ban it, some won't. But then there are some markets where you can be do we really want to have a market in this? Things where you might be afraid that the market gives information that you don't want to get out. Do you want to have markets in things that might involve national security secrets, for instance? Things will an attack happen on this such and such date? One line of argument is, well, the point of the markets is to get information, and the price will show information, and so if some insider bets on it, that's information, it's good. But other people might be hey, you know what? There's some things where we don't want that information getting out. And that's the point. So I do get nervous on behalf of the companies here. I don't have a stake in them or anything, but when there are certain kinds of political markets where secrecy might have some kind of value, I wonder if they aren't putting a huge target on their back, regulatory wise.
I'm thinking the opposite way too, where you could put up a market for an attack on Iran, and it just goes off because for just random reasons, people are betting that it will happen because there's so many pizzas ordered in DC or whatever, and it's not at all, and it's totally wrong. And then Iran does something crazy because of this fucking crazy market that everyone thinks is super accurate. It could have real world implications. Yeah, it's possible.
It's a little tricky. I don't really have a strong personal take either way, but
it's just funny to have some of the concerns on both ends of the spectrum of some silly market could be easily manipulated, but then on the other side, some really important real life thing could also that actual good information could be problematic. Just shows kind of the wide net of positives and negatives for it.
Well, I can guarantee you this: whatever their solution is, it'll be bad. in Raw. They don't know anything. They don't know anything about this stuff. It will just be purely political and public relations based on whatever helps them achieve power.
Yep. Well, Nerdy, I don't want to burn out your voice anymore before your recital this weekend. I know your initial pitch was just to come on here in dead silence and just kind of stare at us and be basically an audience member for Brian and I's show. But I'm glad you were able to grace us with some words.
He could shake his head.
I know a little ASL. I know some sign language. I could do that.
There you go. Well, sounds like, I mean, what a whirlwind few weeks for you. The Millie hit, wild. The PGA, the Broncos game, the recital. I mean, what a heater.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a vacation.
That's right. A vacation from all this winning.
All this winning.
Exhausting. Yeah. Moving all the money around. God.
What sort of vacation do you take to get away from all this winning? Do you go to like North Korea or something? Like, life is too good. I need to dumb it down.
Incredible. Bric, any other announcements on your end?
We got PJ's up and live. If you can beat Dan, good luck. Good luck. He's on a heater, but he did code our tool. So if you wanna take a look at that, that's live. NBA's free. We made it free again because we're trying to dial it in even more before we start charging people. So the update specifically, like the point like that we think we can add is like super for DFS players anyways, is that last minute news is really important. If you could get something pretty, accurate really quickly, that's worth money. So but we have to get that perfect. Otherwise, why even have it out there? MLB is around the corner. We're going to roll that back, but hopefully we'll have Sims and stuff this year with it.
Nice.
And I think that's.
What about Chinese basketball? I've recently taken an interest in speculating on basketball.
I
got this guy, and if you got the Sims up, I think I can.
Dear Cash Patel. I'm getting one of those Punisher pins, one way or another, Pete. If you have to go down.
Did you see the side-by-side photo of Sean McVay? And
I sent it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I sent you the joke, but they actually did. Yeah, they sent this. There was another one with the side.
Yeah, you can't unsee it. Once you see it.
Was it the one where they did the side-by-side, but they changed their hair?
Yeah.
They flipped their hair. They do look alike.
I'll have to look that up. That's funny.
Yeah. I was just like picturing something with Sean McVay, with his arm around his beautiful wife, and he has like an FBI shirt on, but it's like one of the bootleg ones that says female body inspector underneath it instead of Federal Bureau of Investigation. Lean into it, Sean. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Like we said, next week we're going to have Jeff coming by, a good journalist in the DFS and in sports betting space who's been on previously. So we'll talk more about some of these things, and who knows, maybe the Broncos will be heading to the Super Bowl by the time we record next. Who knows? Even if the NFL wants Brian's beloved Bears in there more than anybody else. For Nerdytenor, for Bric, I'm Pete. We'll see you guys next time on Lulz.